Can I have your attention center stage? Please show your respect. And give it up for our next act. Give it up for Frank. Give it up, please. Thank you.
Okay, this week I'm going to do something just a little bit different. I'm going to tell a dirty story. Listen to all the dirty people out there. Before I get started, though, I got to mention this. I'm getting to be kind of an old fart. And some of you people, you look pretty young out there. Are you really old enough to be hanging out in a bar? No, I don't hear anybody. Anybody out there old enough to be hanging out in a bar? My kind of dirty people. Wait a minute. You look pretty sweet and innocent. Do you really want to hear a dirty story? You do? And I left my Viagra at home. Ain't that a bitch? Okay, here's my dirty story. As you get older, life becomes confusing as hell. I went into the 7-Eleven this morning. Good-looking gal behind the counter. And she says, "Can I help you, young man?" Well, like any young man, I said, "You betcha, sweetie." And I reached over and I patted her on the ass. She jumped up and screamed, "You dirty old man." Wait a minute, people. How can I be a young man 1 second, and the next second I'm a dirty old man? See what I mean? It gets confusing when you get older. Really does. You know what else is confusing? Young men. I mean, listen to this crazy shit. Young men, they're going to go tailgating. So what the hell do? They get a case of beer. They put it in their pickup truck, and they drive to a parking lot. You know what old men do when they're tailgating? They put on some shaving lotion, they jump in their car, and they zip down to the Senior Citizen Center. You know why? If you're going to go tailgating, well, go where the tail is, for crying out loud. You think I'm kidding? You go down to the Senior Citizen Center. The women outnumber the men 12-1. You can't believe how horny those old broads are. I'm not shitting you. I was hanging out in the center this morning. I figured I'll get me a cup of coffee. So I went over to the coffee pot and I poured me a cup. Well, I spilled it and the damn stuff was hotter than hell. So I blinked my eyes a couple times. This old broad across the room, nearsighted old broad, she thought I winked at her. She smacks the shit out of this old gal next to her, grabs her walker, whips it around, does a wheelie, and comes zipping across that floor. She stopped about 2 inches away from my nose. She sizes me up and down, smacked me in the ribs to see if I'm still alive. I passed the test. She says, "Hi, stud muffin. I'm Biscuit. Want to butter a roll?" Now, people, I don't care how old a guy gets. If some hot chick wants to butter a roll, that old man is going to find a way to put fire in that furnace. You bet your sweet bunnies. The only thing I have to say, folks, is not one. The last thing I have to say is this. Long live hot women, and may they hang out in the Senior Citizen Center.